hello all. Well, isn't that interesting? We have found out some interesting information on what's going on over in Japan with the release of the Fukushima wastewater into the Pacific Ocean. Some of the ramifications of doing such a stupid thing as that. China's seafood imports from Japan down 67% in August from the same month last year. Japan's Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries says China was the world's top importer of the country's seafood. The sharp fall came as Japan prepared to release Fukushima wastewater into the Pacific Ocean. Japan began discharging it on 24 August in a process that will take over 30 years of dumping into the Pacific Ocean. The fishing industry in Japan also expressed concerns at the time about the impact of the release on their livelihood. So isn't that something else? Japan's fishery industry is dying as fast as it can because who wants to eat radioactive fish? The people that say it's safe, why don't they dump the water in their own backyard? If it's so safe, why do they go and dump it into the Pacific Ocean, far, far away from where they live? Unlike the US and EU countries, Japan has had a continuous increase in cancer incidences over the last few decades. For Japanese males, all cancer incidences increased from 1985 to now by about 2%. For Japanese females, all cancers incidences increased by about 8% to 2.8% from 2010 to now. Globally, the incidence of cancer has decreased. So while cancer all over the world has decreased, Japan has increased. Now, could it be because of all their nuclear power plants and maybe they're releasing radioactive fluid in and around their waters where they eat the fish? Is that possible? Could also be that the radiation from the 2 nuclear drop bombs that the U.S. did on Japan has something to do with it as well. But releasing more radiation on the Japanese people certainly is not the answer for getting rid of cancer. Okay, there's one other issue I wanted to bring up, which is so important that people pay attention to here in the U.S., and that is what is happening with our government, especially on the Republican side. They're demanding more and more demands so that they won't shut down the government. Here's just a few more demands they're demanding on the people of the U.S. You won't believe this one. Here in the U.S., the House GOP latest funding bill demands are an 80% cut in grants to schools in low-income areas, and we wouldn't want to give low-income schools any money, and 70% cut in fruits and vegetable benefits for WIC food programs. You don't want them eating fruits and vegetables. A $665 million cut in safe drinking water for EPA. That last one's a doozy. Yeah, why would you cut the funding for making sure that everybody in the U.S. has safe drinking water? What are they thinking? They have to drink the same water we do. Most bottled water comes out of the tap. If anybody looks into that, they'll find out that a lot of these water companies go and fill their bottles up from the municipal water service that's for everyone else. There's no law that tells the bottled water company it has to come from a certain place. They can put any water they want into those bottles. Say it's coming from Delightful Springs, Illinois, but it means that there's a tap that runs from the municipal water system to the water springs in Illinois, and that's what they're using to fill it up with. Yeah, it's coming from there, but it doesn't mean that you're actually getting spring water. And how do you know it isn't spring water? The original water wasn't from springs, but after you run it through all the pipes, the lead and the contamination that they put into the water to make sure that it's clean and that you won't get sick from it, isn't in the bottled water. Plus, the bottled water that you're drinking is contaminated from the bottle itself, the plastics that are leaching chemicals into the water. So a lot of people think that bottled water is the way to go. It is not. You need to look into who's trying to deregulate the Safe Water Act in the EPA and go from there. Do you really want to drink less safe water? Is that something that you're willing to do? Everybody's going to drink the same water. So do you want to help deregulate the safe water? That's all I can ask you. Now, in the next couple days, it's going to be quite busy here, so there won't be any more videos probably. Maybe one more. But I'll try and get them out as fast as I can. I appreciate any comments you have on this. The ups, the new subscribers, and what is your thoughts on the new drinking water safety rules that the Republicans want you to live through?